It was the combination of it being dirty pink suede that was a deal breaker, and also me questioning the authenticity. Even if it's a contemporary brand, I don't think I'm going to buy any more micro bags because they're really just useless. I'm really over just getting sucked into hype. I just want to buy things on my own terms. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. If you love shopping and handbag videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. Firstly guys, I want to show you my bag of the day. I ended up going to a secondhand thrift store. Anyways, I was wearing my Handbag 31 from Hermes. This is the second bag that I bought from the Hermes boutique, and it is in this Chris Viking material, and the back of it has a pocket as well. I've got it decked out with a really cute echidna charm as well, which I bought from the Hermes website. Unfortunately, Hermes Australia doesn't do petite H anymore, so otherwise I would buy way more petite H's, but they don't have it in Australia anymore, which is really upsetting. But anyways, as I was saying, I went to a secondhand clothing store and they had some vintage-esque designer bags in there. That inspired me to create this video because I found a bag in there, guys, that I was very tempted to buy. It said that it was Delvaux. So Delvaux is a very top tier brand. It's not as common in Australia. There's no Delvaux stores in Australia, but it is one of those brands that I'm very curious by. And I spotted in this cabinet of this store, it was a bag that said Delvaux. And I was like, oh, I wonder if that's real, because I don't know how to authenticate Delvaux. I literally have no idea. And it was this pink suede bag. It was like bright bubblegum pink, but the problem was the whole back of it was colored in dye transfer, like denim. So I just did some Googling and I actually found an exact picture of the bag that I found at the shop. But yes, oh my gosh, I found it. It's called the Simplicity bag or something. Anyways, the one that I saw had much worse color transfer on it. Like it had this blue ink at the back, but just for reference, this was the style of the bag. So I'm pretty sure it was authentic actually, because yeah, it did look like this bag that I found online, which is on eBay, which I guess we don't know if that's authentic either, but it's just a bag I hadn't seen before. And then the front corners also had denim, and because it was like a light-ish pink, the whole texture of the bag kind of looked dirty, but it was a Delvaux bag, and I was like, oh gosh, like, imagine if this is authentic, because it was only 460 Australian dollars. That's right, guys, because Delvaux is so expensive. Like, I swear, if you bought that bag in the store, it would have been at least 4,000, I'm going to say. But anyways, I found myself Googling in the store. I was like, I've never seen this Delvaux, like, silhouette before. Like, it was like a buckley style, but it didn't have any Ds. It had, like, the little D dangling logo on the strap. And when I opened the inside, it had the gold foiling Delvaux, and it also said inside, I think it said made in France, but the finish of it seemed a little bit off to me. I don't know, guys, because I'm not familiar with Delvaux quality, but it did not feel near close to Hermes quality. So I don't know, a lot of people I've heard say Hermes and Delvaux are very similar quality, but to me it did not seem like the hardware was as good, which made me question maybe this is not authentic, but I wasn't sure because this store that I was shopping at, it was like a smallish secondhand store, and they did have like other vintage bags. Like they had a vintage Fendi. I also saw a Ferragamo bag in there, and they were pretty reasonably priced. But yeah, I was just like, $460 for a Delvaux bag, like that's an absolute bargain. But the deal breaker for me was, firstly, I was questioning the authenticity like quite a lot because I'm not familiar with Delvaux. Like maybe if it was an Hermes bag, I would be a little bit more confident, or even a Louis Vuitton or Chanel bag. But when I start questioning authenticity, for me, that's just too much stress. And even if it is a really good deal, I would just rather not pay $460, because if it's a fake, like that's completely just throwing money away. So that was the first deal breaker for me with this bag, just being unsure about the authenticity. And I do take risks sometimes, like honestly on eBay I've taken risks, Vestiaire Collective taken risks, but because I could touch and feel it in real life, I was just like, I mean, it might be authentic. Like, I'm not saying anything. It was actually in a shop in Sydney Road. If you guys are in Melbourne, maybe you can check it out. I didn't take photos of this bag. I so should have. But it was at a shop called Goodbyes. And yeah, they were selling it for 460 Australian dollars. This like pink suede Delvaux bag. But again, I don't know if it was authentic. So that was the first deal breaker for me. Second deal breaker was that it was suede and it was dirty suede. So the whole back had color transfer on it. The front had color transfer. And I was like, gosh, like if this is a genuine bag, like this is such a good deal. And maybe I can bring it home and like, you know, try and clean it with you guys and like do a DIY cleaning, because I did do that with my Ferragamo bag. I picked this bag up from Japanese eBay for like 200 and something Australian dollars, which was a really good deal because I've wanted this bag for years, and I ended up restoring the leather with you guys. But this bag, because it was pink suede, I was like Googling how to clean it. I'm just not too sure, guys, because if you like start cleaning suede, it can really damage the texture of the suede as well. And I almost feel like it was too far gone. Like the dye transfer was just so bad that even at $400, like I just don't know. And it was the combination of it being dirty pink suede that was a deal breaker, and also me questioning the authenticity that, even though it was like an amazing price, I just didn't want to throw away $460 for no reason. So I didn't buy it. So that was a deal breaker for me, even though it was an amazing price. I don't know. Sometimes when something is in just a condition that you're just not sure if you like this, I took a risk. Like, and I think it cleaned up quite well and it looks really nice now. But with things like patent leather, suede, even some fabrics, if they're not in the best condition secondhand, like that's a deal breaker for me, because like I just don't know if I can restore it, and I don't really like, it depends what it is. Some bags just don't look good when they're worn out. Like pink, like this was supposed to be a cute pink suede bag, right? Like when it was dirty and yucky, it just doesn't have the same appeal. Like if it's like a dirty like box Kelly, that's kind of cool. Like an Hermes bag, or like there's just some bags that kind of look cool, a little bit busted, but this bag, it was supposed to look cute. So that was a deal breaker for me as well, the just not knowing how to restore the suede. So yeah, I would say like things like velvet, patent leather, fabric, they are kind of deal breakers for me on the pre-love market if they're not in the best condition. If I'm going to buy a bag at the store, I still don't think I would buy suede, because I don't know if I'd want to spend thousands of dollars on suede, because it is kind of hard to restore. And similar with some leathers like patent leather, like a light colored patent, maybe black is not as bad. Velvet I'd also be a little bit scared about, because once that's wrecked, that's also very hard to restore. Beaded bags are also a little bit tricky, but you can kind of stitch them back. So beaded is not as bad. I don't have any. I actually have a furler beaded bag, but it was only like $200, so I'm okay with that. But when I'm spending thousands, I don't know if I would invest in a beaded bag or like a sequin or embroidery. It's just a little bit too hard for me to look after. I don't know. I get a little bit scared. So definitely the finish of bags are deal breakers for me. Also, honestly, the size, like I kind of regret buying this, guys, because it doesn't fit my phone. And going forward, you know, I've had bags in the past that were like micro, and they just never worked out for me. So going forward, honestly, even if it's a contemporary brand, I don't think I'm going to buy any more micro bags, because they're really just useless. I kind of justified this because it was like $200 or so. But even then, you're just throwing money away. Like I just find micro bags so silly. Like if it can't fit my phone, I just don't see the point in buying it, because otherwise you may as well just use your pockets. Like I kind of understand it being a little accessory to an extent, but I don't know if I want to spend thousands of dollars on a small like little accessory. Like I'd rather just pay an extra $2,000 to get a real bag. Like when, like for example, the new Louis Vuitton like micro vanity bag from the Mother's Day collection. I think that is so cute, but I just don't think I would spend that much on that bag because it doesn't fit my iPhone. And to me, that's very important. Like I'd actually rather spend a little bit more money and buy a full-size bag. And I found for me, actually, I would rather buy a bag too big than too small. Like lately, I've actually been really loving like my trim bag, which is 35, like my her bag, which is like 31 centimeters. Like I'm really into these like bags that I could just fit my things in, and micro bags to me are lately a little bit of a deal breaker. So yeah, that's another thing that is something that would deter me from buying a bag. Also, guys, I would say a deal breaker for me now is really trendy bags that are hot on Instagram. I just think I like to go for things. I like to discover bags on my own terms. I don't want to be influenced by like, you know, marketing and that sort of thing. So I prefer to discover bags on the pre-love market personally, and like find little gems and things from different times and like things of the past, because I also feel like things of the past were made a little bit better than today. That might be a little bit negative thinking that way, but it's just what I've discovered, that a lot of things like from 10 years ago were just seemed like they were made better. So I don't mind buying bags like that as opposed to very popular and trendy bags of today. Like, I just don't really shop that way anymore. And earlier this year I definitely got sucked into marketing when I bought my Loewe House Moving Castle bag, and I bought two bags from that collection, and one of them was really not that good. Like the stitches popped after just like 2 wears, and the leather was not the best either. And then the other one I just bought because I got sucked in to the hype. So yeah, I'm really, and my bunny as well was like a hype bag. So I'm really over just getting sucked into hype. I just want to buy things on my own terms now. Yeah, but anyways, there's some of my luxury handbag deal breakers. I want to buy bags that are in materials that I don't know how to look after or maintain, and I don't want to be buying things secondhand that when I have that gut feeling that I'm guessing if it's authentic. Like, sometimes I take a risk and I have a good feeling, but if my gut is telling me like probably not, then I have to go with my gut, because there's nothing worse than, like, you know, buying a second-hand bag and finding out it's fake. Like, ugh, I've been there, done that, guys, and it's not a good feeling. So I'd rather just, you know, if it's a good deal, then so be it. But I'll probably take more of a risk on Hermes because I'm a bit obsessed with Hermes. But when it came to that Delvaux bag, I was a little bit like, yeah, I don't know if I want to take that risk. But if you do want to take that risk, guys, check it out, because it's in Melbourne, Goodbyes, in Sydney Road. So check that out. Let me know if one of you guys see that bag, because yeah, I don't know how to clean suede, but that was a really good deal. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening to me blab on as usual, and I'll talk to you guys on my next one. And let me know, guys, what are your handbag deal breakers as well.